there. Welcome to another episode of Legends with Elroy. Today I'm excited to tell you a story about Billy Bob the Knight. Now this one starts as Billy Bob was taking a little rest. What was that? Oh, my nose is itchy. How does that happen so early in the morning? Well, I should go get the door. So Billy Bob made his way over to the door, and he opened it. And there before him was Porky the Porcupine. He was a porcupine, not a pig. A lot of people think he was a pig. And Porky was all alone. Stanley the skunk was not with him. And Porky said, "Billy Bob, I need your help. I don't know what is going on, but sometimes when I walk down the street, I feel like I am potentially being followed." And Billy Bob said, "You do?" And Porky said, "Yes, but every time I turn around, there's nothing back there." And then he turned around all of a sudden and looked. He said, "See, there's nothing behind me. But I just say that there must be, because I thought I heard something." And Billy Bob said, "That's interesting. I didn't see anybody, but maybe there was someone back there. Well, what do you want me to do?" And Porky said, "Well, I thought we could talk about it." And then just as he was saying that, they heard a loud clatter. And they ran over to the noise, and there was this creature. It had tripped on something in Billy Bob's yard. Now, Billy Bob had his shield in his yard. It was actually an old shield, so he wanted it as a nice decoration piece. He had his shield with his armor out there, an old set, and it looked really cool. Well, this creature had bumbled into it. And Billy Bob looked down, and he said, "Who are you?" And the creature said, "My name is Bart the Black Bear, and you don't see me." Woo! "You think you can see me?" Billy Bob was like, "You're right there." He's like, "I'm pretty good at not being seen, but guess I'll have to work a little more at that." Billy Bob said, "Bart, what are you doing?" Bart said, "Well, okay, here's the deal. Well, first off, who are you?" And Billy Bob said, "Well, I'm Billy Bob the Knight." And Bart said, "Billy Bob the Knight? Well, maybe you can help me out. Okay, so what I have been wanting to do is, you see, I am a bear. You may not have realized this because I can move pretty swiftly. You might think I'm like a squirrel or something because of my ability to just vanish. Can you see me?" Billy Bob was like, "Yeah, you're standing still. I can still see you." Bart was like, "Gonna have to work on that." Well, anyways, so here's the thing. I'm a bear. And as a bear, we love honey and bone broth incidentally, but honey is so good. It's wonderful. And at this point, Porky said, "Oh yes, honey is great. I love honey, especially with biscuits." And at this point, Bart said, "You have any?" And Porky was like, "Yes, but you wouldn't take it, would you?" Bart was like, No. But you see, I have been practicing my ability to move unseen. And so that's why I've been following you around, because I'm training for a great heist." And Billy Bob said, "A heist?" And Bart said, "Yes. You see, there are all of these bees in the forest, and I've seen in the midst of the bees the most amazing honeycomb ever. Oh, it must be so much honey. I mean, just gallons and gallons of it. If I could get there and get all the honey and then make a run for it, everybody would say, Bart the Black Bear is the best. Not to mention I'd have a lot of honey, and that's really the primary thing is I really want the honey. I mean, the other stuff's good too, like the accolades, but I want the honey. So anyways, I've been training. So I've been following this porcupine around. And you know, whenever he turns around, I either just like stand there with my hand up, or you know, I duck into the bushes. And it's been working pretty well, because I mean, your friend, you heard him, he said he didn't see me. And I think I might be pretty close to going for the bees. But I've heard a lot of stories about you, Billy Bob. And if there's one thing I've heard, it's that you know how to get things done. Would you join me as I go out there and try to get the honey? Billy Bob said, yes, I'll join you. And Porky was like, can I come too? I want some honey. Honey's so good. I love it, especially with biscuits. He went on and on about the food. So they made their way off. And they came to the woods. Now, it was just getting dark outside. It was dusk. And they were in the woods. And Bart said, there it is, Billy Bob, right over there. Oh, look at that. You can see the honey dripping out of the tree. Oh, those bees. Okay, well, you know, at night, they don't move around as much, but we still have to be careful. Real quiet. But then he realized that Porky had already made his way to the tree. And Porky was climbing up, and he was sticking his hand in for some honey when the bees saw him. And then one of them went for him, and Porky was like, oh no! Ah! And he was running, and there were bees all around him. And he was like, that's just crazy! Ah! It was a good distraction, and he ran a long way. He eventually got away, but the bees did sting him. So, you know, he was not happy about that. But Bart and Billy Bob were still there. They were waiting. He said, okay. Bart said, okay, Billy Bob, I'm gonna make my move. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like a shadow, or maybe even like the wind. I'm gonna just be like, woo! And then people will turn around and be like, what was that? And I'll be like, and it'll be amazing. Billy Bob was like, I don't know if that's gonna work, but... And Bart was already off. And Bart started creeping around, tiptoeing, this way, tiptoeing, that way. Then he started crying. And then he went straight into a tree. Ow! Who put that tree there? It grew there, Bart. Yeah. Unfortunately, when he hit the tree, all the bees saw him. Then he was like, oh no! Ah! And he ran off, and all the bees followed him. Now this time, Billy Bob had learned from the thing with Porky that this was his chance. So he took his bucket, and he ran off, and he filled it with honey. And then he filled another, and another, and then he ran off with all of the honey. He took it home, and there Porky and Bart met him. And they split the honey, and they all had a great time. Porky brought some biscuits. But he ate them all. Because, you know, Porky likes eating biscuits. And sometimes doesn't share. But anyways, so they went their separate ways, and Billy Bob settled in for a little bath. Splish splash, I was taking a bath. All about a Saturday night. A rabba-dabba just... Someone's at the door. But that, my friends, is a story for another day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.